Welcome to Success Talks with Rodney Salisbury. I hope you will support my sponsors who bring you this podcast absolutely free and with limited interruptions. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen. I'll get started in just a second.
The reviews are in. The book from voiceover superstar and coach Rodney Salisbury is another runaway hit. Readers from all over the world are raving about tongue twisters and vocal warm-ups. You can find this and his other titles at the top of the voiceover bestsellers list on Amazon.com.
Hello, this is Rodney Salisbury, inviting you to ring in the holidays with me and my new album, Christmas with Rodney Salisbury. Enjoy my version of some of your favorite classics like Christmas Just Ain't Christmas or The Christmas Song by Nat King Cole, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and so many more. Download your copy on iTunes and Amazon or go to RodneySalisbury.com. It's available everywhere you enjoy music. How to turn your VO career into a thriving business. How to turn your VO career into a thriving business. You first need to start off with a business description. So in other words, you need to describe what you plan to offer clients. You need to describe your personal goals and objectives. This business description is the foundation of your business plan, and you need a business plan. We will set the stage for the information included in the rest of the plan, but we want to start off with the business description. You should also specify which genres that you prefer to be known for, your genre preferences. Are you offering your services to clients in commercial, promo, animation, narration, voice prompts, or all of the above? These are the kinds of things that need to be made plain in your mind and in the minds of others who seek your services.
Are you looking for expert advice on advancing your voiceover career? Are you just getting started in the business? Join the Consultants Club and receive monthly coaching on how to read scripts, interpret copy, and get work in the fastest growing business in the world. When you join the Consultants Club, go to RodneySalisbury.com and sign up.
So first, to get this thriving business, we must come up with our business description. We must define ourselves, define what it is that we do. After that, we need to find out what is our vocal product. What is the product that we are offering? What is the service? So after you define your business, you have to be able to describe in writing as well as verbally. You need to be able to describe what it is that you are selling. As we identify what makes your voiceover qualities so unique, and we identify how you make a piece of copy sparkle, how you bring excitement to copy, and how you make consumers purchase the product you are selling, as we define that, we have to be able to specify that to the client, all right? We have to let them know what it is, why we are unique, what type of voiceovers we provide, and how we are different from the other voiceovers that are out there.
Hello everyone, this is Sean Daly for DailyVO.com. I want to tell you about one resource I highly recommend for vocal warm-ups because it takes out all of the guesswork and it was purpose-built with voiceover in mind. It's called Rodney Salisbury's Tongue Twisters and Vocal Warm-Ups with Other Vocal Care Tips. How's that for a title? So in case you don't know, Rodney Salisbury is a top-tier talent and coach, motivational speaker, and author of several books on voice acting, including You Can Bank on Your Voice and Step Up to the Mic. The book is available in print and on Kindle, and you can find it at Amazon or Rodney's personal website, RodneySalisbury.com.
You need to also talk about, when you talk about your vocal product and your service, you need to let the client know how they can get to you. You are accessible by way of what? By way of Source Connect, Now, I talk about Source Connect and things like that all the time. I just had a session a few days ago where I hooked up with the client via Source Connect. At first, they wanted to do Source Connect Now, and I do have that too. But we tried to work with Source Connect Now, which is free, and we were having problems. So I said to them, do you have the Source Connect, which is the professional Source Connect? And they happen to have that too. And so we hung up from Source Connect Now. We hooked up on the professional Source Connect, and we did the session. Again, I paid about $650 for that originally. I don't pay any more money for it now. And it is a very good way to hook up with a client and do voiceovers.
And we'll be back after this message.
Baby, come give me something.
You can bank on your voice, second edition. Get your copy at Amazon.com. Get the audiobook on Audible.com. You can bank on your voice, second edition. Get your copy today.
A phone patch is another way. With the phone patch, I'm recording the session here on my own, and then I'm sending the session to them when it is finished. I don't do any editing. I have them direct me over the phone, and I just use my cell phone. And then I send them the entire session. I usually send an MP3 or WAV file, whatever they prefer, and I send it by way of a thing called WeTransfer. Okay, WeTransfer, and it's free. So I upload the entire session, and they get it. You want to let the client know what your turnaround is. Do you get things to them in 24 hours or more or less? Okay? The more definitive you can be about your product and what it is that you have to offer, the more definitive your service description is, the less the client has to request of you, the less they have to ask you about, because you have already let them know in no uncertain terms what your style is, what your product is, and what the service is that you have to offer.
And we'll be back after this message. Has anyone ever said to you that you have a nice voice and you should get into voiceovers? Well, this is your chance to find out how to do that online in Rodney Salisbury's voiceover online seminar for beginners only. You can find out what it takes to be a voiceover artist. And here's the beauty of this online seminar. You don't have to be there. When you register, you will automatically get a copy of the seminar. Go to my website at rodneysalisbury.com and...
All right? So we start out with the business description. We go into our vocal product and service, what it is that we are offering. We make that plain to the client.
Graylin Brown, the new novel by Rodney Salisbury. It's the heartwarming story about a family in Detroit. The Motown sound was alive and well. The Philly soul sound was alive and well. And the big three automakers were making wonderful cars every day. Graylin Brown, the novel. Get your copy at Amazon.com or wherever books are sold.
The next thing I want you to do to make this thriving voiceover business, I want you to address the operations. The operations. What do I mean by that? You need to map out how you plan to operate. You are the CEO of your corporation. You are the chief executive officer. Not only are you the talent, not only are you the voiceover artist, you are the chief executive officer. In other words, you are the one who takes the credit or the blame. The buck stops with you. So the purpose of the operations section of what I'm talking to you about tonight, in this section, you want to outline your administrative side. You want to outline the administrative side of your business, because every business has an administrative side, right? And that includes not only the administrative part, but it also includes where your office is located. We talked about that last month. Your equipment, your overhead, and your other expenses, right? That's all a part of administration. That's all a part of that, all right? So it's like your equipment, your overhead, your other expenses, your legal relationships, such as your accountant or your tax man or a lawyer if you're creating things and you want to make sure that you have proper copyrights, your PayPal or your other form of accepting payment. This is all a part of the administrative, okay? This is all a part of the operations. I also think that you need to set time restraints in terms of the hours that you plan to work. You know, I really believe that I work too many hours, but I really love what I do. I really love what I do. And for me, when I'm working on my voiceover business or my acting business or my singing business or any of my showbiz-oriented businesses, I'm not working. I am really having such a good time that I don't consider it work. However, for the past 3 years, I have decided that I will not work on Friday, okay? I don't work on Friday. Many of you know that. And the beauty of that is it gives me a 3-day weekend. It gives me a 3-day weekend, although occasionally I will work on Saturday. And a lot of you know that too. I will work on Saturday. But I decided 3 years ago that I would not work on Fridays, and it just makes all the difference in the world. But I got to tell you, I work around the clock. I think I work 24 hours a day, every day, other than Friday and most weekends, all right? So keep this in mind. If you set the right hours that are conducive to making you feel really good during those designated hours, you will be far more productive, don't you think? You'll be far more productive than you would be if you were working when you really didn't want to be working. If you don't want to work, don't work, right? Now, I know that a lot of us have 9 to 5s and we have 8-hour shifts that we have to work. That is our job. We have to bring in the money to support our families. Those things you have to do. You better figure out a way to make that happen. But when we get into this thing that we love called voiceover, when we get into this thing we love called show business, we need to be working some designated hours that are productive and conducive to us doing the best that we can do. This is something, like I said, you're the CEO. You're the chief executive officer, so you have the opportunity to set these hours. So set hours that are conducive to you being the best that you can be. And if you set something and you think it's a good time, but you find that when you sit down and you start working, things aren't working, that you're not getting anywhere, that you aren't being productive, stop. You can't stop the 8-hour gig where somebody else is the boss, but you can stop this entrepreneurial thing that you have started called voiceover. And I want you to stop, because I don't care if you're auditioning. Stop. If you got to get an audition in and you got to get it in because they said it's a deadline, if it's not working, stop. Take a deep breath and go back and do it again. All right? Bad work, working when you don't want to work, is bad work that will spoil everything. And you don't want to do that.
You can listen to any of Rodney's podcasts at any time. Go to RodneySaulsbury.com.
I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I urge you to listen to future podcasts where I will continue to try and make you better than before. My goal is to point you in a positive direction to success right here on Success Talks with me, Rodney Saulsbury.